Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Jay. We're trying out new YouTube intros. How you doing? This is kind of a big video, but I don't know. It's not doomsday or anything here, right? This is not like a I'm quitting or I'm having a kid or it's all over or anything like that. It's just me sharing a couple of big projects that we're working on and things that are very exciting that I really hope that you will check out. Because just in general, without whining about it, YouTube's been all over the place. Viewership up, down, all around. Do people see my videos? Do they not? Do they hit sub boxes? Who knows? It's a crazy game we play here, living life on the edge. But we've been doing a lot over on our secondary channel, which I know I mentioned sometimes at the end of videos, but just to kind of tell you what it really is, that is Degenerate Plays. We play through a wide variety of games there together, and you might think, oh, I don't like Let's Play channels, or oh, I don't like stream channels, or streaming or watching streamed games or any of that. That's totally fine. The thing with that channel is that a lot of the time it's just as much about us as about the game. So that might sound egotistical. But what I mean is that if I'm playing a game with Nate, like right now we are playing through Assassin's Creed 2, and we've been playing through it and having a fantastic time. We have a wide variety of conversations on that channel. We will shut the hell up usually during cutscenes so that you can enjoy that part of the game if you're into the story or really important dialogue to actually push the story forward. But we'll also talk about just a plethora of different things, whether it be current events, whether it be our opinions on things, whether it be movies, entertainment, other games. It is essentially our podcast. So those of you who have said, why don't you have a podcast there, Jay? The one of you down in the South who I just mocked and you unsubbed, that is sort of where that content is over on the Degenerate Plays channel. We're trying to grow that channel. It is very, very slow in terms of its growth because really the only people who see it are you guys who have already subbed, my small but dedicated community. I appreciate you guys very much, and this is a virtual hug. We have a lot of stuff going on over there that I really hope you check out, though, because it really is my passion project. I love this channel, but I got to be honest, I have so much fun over there, just kind of cutting loose, making stuff, doing whatever I want, playing through games, talking to you guys in the comments. We talk together. Sometimes I'll, shout your comments out and talk about them during the videos. So I hope you'll check that out. And Jill and I are actually playing through Tomb Raider Legend right now. We'll be finishing that soon and starting a new game. So exciting stuff going on over there. But this is not just about the Let's Play channel. There's a lot of other stuff going on as well. Now, since I made my decision back when I say used to, it was for like 2 months. Back when I used to focus on Batman, essentially, as the main focus of this channel only, is when I got a lot of my growth. I probably went from, I don't know, 500 subs to like 45,000. So I totally understand that there's a subset of people that are here for like one or two things. That's all they care about. I challenge you to check out some of the other content. I have been putting like heart and soul into a lot of it. And the thing is, it's just not shown to people. I can see those numbers. It's not even that YouTube doesn't, or that people don't click on it. It's that YouTube straight up doesn't show a lot of that content to other people and even to a lot of you guys who are subbed. The sub box is messed up. The way it works now, you pretty much have to have notifications enabled if you even want to see a lot of my stuff, unless you're a specific handful of people. Otherwise, it has to be like targeted directly at you. The sub box used to be, short history lesson from an old man, that if you subscribed to a creator, you would see the things they upload. Now, the way the sub box works is yes, that's true, but if something that they upload doesn't look like something you'd usually click on, they won't show you. So if you just use this account to watch Arkham tutorials or you just use it to watch beauty videos or replays of Amaranth's hot tub streams, and I upload something totally different than that, even if you're subbed, YouTube doesn't generally show you. That's why that sub button is so important to not only growing this channel and our secondary channel, but keeping both of these channels going as something more than just a small side project, as something that we both love. If you are invested in this channel in that way, I just had like an Elmer Fudd moment there. But I just wanted to kind of get that off my chest and talk about it. I think it's very easy to sob story and complain about that stuff, but at the end of the day, like those numbers, like, oh, someone I don't know didn't watch my thing or something like that, off in the ether, that's not as big of a deal. But I do want you guys to be able to see that content, check it out, enjoy it, and give it a chance, and have YouTube let you give it a chance, because I think that that's most important. And if it's not for you, then it's not for you. But speaking of content that I am working on, I'm going to be kind of pivoting a little bit. I'm not changing anything I'm doing, but I am going to be adding more project-based videos to it. I'm not JonTron. I'm not someone huge like that who's going to upload a massive video project once, every couple months or every month and then peace out. I don't have the budget to do that. I can't afford to do that. Since I went from working 2 jobs, taking care of my dying dad, being a student teacher, and also taking full-time college courses all at the same time, to COVID and basically just doing YouTube, I can't really do that. But I am going to be starting to put more effort into some of my uploads because I really want to do some more video essay style things. There's a couple of different series I'm working on. One of them you might have watched. It's Games You Forgot About. I really do want to keep doing those. They're like mini reviews on games that I think a lot of people either don't know about, or they snuck under the cracks, or just people forgot. Things like Mega Man Legends. Right now I'm working on actually Captain America Super Soldier for that series. So I really hope you'll check that out. Very interesting. It's actually kind of a semi-Arkham clone in a weird hybrid MCU universe. There's a lot of really interesting games, not just superhero, out there that I think you guys would be fascinated by, because I really am too. I'm also working on more what makes it special. I'm right now working on Metal Gear Solid 1, one of my favorite games probably ever, at the very least on the PlayStation 1. Nate and I also played through it on the secondary channel, Degenerate Plays, link in the description down below. Please check it out and subscribe. But, I'm working on that right now too, and we're going to be working on more video essay stuff too. Jill's staring me down, trying to get me to move on to the next point, I think, here.
I wanted to mention that somebody today just got a brand new Xbox Series X, and that they're gonna play all of the enhanced Assassin's Creed games on it on the Let's Play channel.
Over time.
And you're also playing Assassin's Creed 2 right now.
Yes.
On the channel with Nate.
One thing we do with that channel too is we try to play through a lot of games in order. Sometimes we mess that up. Like we started with AC2, but we kind of play through a game, then we take a break for a while, then we play through the next game. So that's kind of what we're doing over there. And AC2 is right now, then we'll play something else, then we'll kind of hit Brotherhood and we'll go from there, So that is really exciting, and thank you for bringing that up. My lovely wife, I appreciate it.
Yay.
Very much. This stuff, it might... I'm trying to figure out how to say this without having to edit this out, because sometimes, like with these videos, I feel like that's disingenuous. This stuff might come off as like a cry for please, please, for the love of God, watch my stuff. And maybe on some level it is, but really it's that I enjoy doing this, I love this. And no matter what you think about what I do, if you think it's a real job, if you think it's not a real job, whatever, I don't really care about that. I want to make stuff that you guys enjoy, that you'll watch, that you will have fun with, and that I'll have fun making. And all the other stuff is just kind of red tape around it, Like, I put a lot of effort into this stuff, and I want to put even more effort in to entertain you guys going forward. Not just like not that my news stories I see as throwaway, but not just like a video about like COD pissed me off doing this, or I don't like that Fortnite did this, but like, hey, listen, here's a deep dive character study into Bruce Wayne or Solid Snake or someone like this. I want to start making stuff like that I can look back at, in 5 years and be like, I love that. Not just like, hey, I made a top 5, which I still love those, but be like, that was a passion project. That took me 20 hours to make. I love that video. I want to start doing stuff like that on this channel sometimes that I really can look back at and be proud of for myself, and also that is hopefully future-proof, enjoyable to you.
Not only are those videos, because you've done some of them before in the past when you were smaller, I've always thought that they were really high quality and really well thought out, but they also are good exposures to new things. Like, I had no idea what Metal Gear Solid was until your Let's Play on it, and when you told me about it. And a lot of people, when they watch your new Metal Gear Solid video that's going to come out soon, like that kind of video essay site sort of thing, a lot of people, may not know about that game that you guys played or the franchise in general. They might know that Konami did it, but they might not know much else.
Who's Konami? That pachinko machine creator?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
But what I'm trying to say is there's a lot of really, really awesome games that I wouldn't have ever known about if I had never watched your channel, if I had never met you. And I think it's really important that a lot of people who love video games watch more of your content to realize, hey, you know what, that's a really cool video game. I should buy it and try it out for myself. Because that's what I've been doing with the first Resident Evil lately, the remake. Because I wouldn't have ever bothered to play those
Hmm.
games if it hadn't been for your Let's Play with T.
This feels like a ego booster here.
Well, no, it's the truth. I wouldn't have ever bothered to play that game, and now I really love it. It's one of
Well,
my favorite games ever.
that's actually one of my favorite parts about these channels too. Like both this and the Let's Play channel is like shared experiences. And I know that probably sounds fake because, we live in an age, without me being preachy old man Jay, where a lot of creators pretend to give a shit about you to get your money. And I understand that. I mean, we all have Patreons. We all have all this other stuff. Even I have it. And it helps me out a load when people help me on there. But at the end of the day, I do this because I enjoy it. I've turned down multiple jobs I could do that would make me more money, and maybe I'm the idiot for that. That's up to you. But like, I love what I do, and I love entertaining you guys, and the messages I get from people that, you guys. Some of you guys will say things like, "Oh, you changed my life," and it's like, man, I'm just somebody who makes videos about video games and like
Yeah,
silly reviews. Like that's insane to me. That's why I do this is because you guys push me to be better, a better person. I'm a better person now than I was a year ago because I want to be a better person for you guys, for my wife, for my family, stuff like that. And that might sound fake, but that's why I do this. This job or career or activity or hobby or whatever you want to call it. This is something that pushes me to be a better person, to make things I'm proud of. And I want to share that with people. I want to get bigger on this channel. Hopefully not fatter because I've certainly fluctuated in that regard. But not because I want a bunch of money, but because I want this to be sustainable. I don't want to be, top 5 YouTube channel on the site making $1 million a year. I don't really want that. I just want this to be a sustainable thing where we can have fun together, make stuff together, and it works and helps my family.
it
Does that make
also
sense?
yeah, and it also it makes me happy that we kind of make a difference sometimes in people's lives. Like there was this one girl a while ago who emailed my Etsy email, for like the business inquiries that I have listed on my Instagram and stuff, and she told me about how much something I talked about in the Let's Play and something you also talked about with me in the Tomb Raider Let's Play helped her a lot, and it made me really happy. And I like uh, helping people who are, younger than me or just going through a rough patch deal with things that I've also gone through because I've been through a lot of things, sadly. But I like sharing my advice and helping people a lot and
Mm-hmm.
being friends with people who like the channel a lot. Um, and I don't know, I kind of hope for more people in the future to see our stuff and be like, uh, touched by
Look at
it.
you. You thought you weren't going to talk during this video.
Well,
I think it's worth mentioning too, like the people who watch this channel um, have affected my life a lot too. Especially, I know that after prefacing here, not bringing this up for sympathy, and also, yes, these things will always bother you, but it's not something that if someone hates me and they try to push me on, I will self delete or anything. After my father passed away from cancer, which, like I've talked about a few times, I helped take care of him for a long, long time and watched him die. I was in the room when he did. After that happened, I was kind of in a place where, like, I'm not telling you to do this. This is stupid. But if my mom wasn't around, and if my work wasn't around, like both my jobs I was working then and my channel, I probably wouldn't be here today. And I'm not exaggerating that. That's not a cry for help. That's not a sympathy or a, you know, I don't know, like exaggeration, I guess. That's just kind of what it is. This channel in a lot of ways, like, was it healthy for me to bury myself in projects and stuff like that right after that? Maybe not. But it kept me going. So, like, this channel has a really big part in my life, too. I don't use it for that anymore, to just like barely cling on. But it's something that has been here for me. It's something that's been a consistent outlet for me and something that I can put my heart into and talk about. And when I screw up, because I do screw up, you guys will not just yes man me. but you also aren't complete and total assholes about it. You know, like for example, when I make a mistake on a video, maybe a detail, or maybe I say something that's a little too far. Like for example, maybe this is bringing up a past point which is unnecessary, but for example, when I was talking about like The Last of Us 2 and people purposely leaking it and stuff, and I said like the world would be like much better off without people who spoiled stuff for other people on purpose. Now, a lot of people took that as me insinuating that anyone who does that should self delete and exit the planet on their own terms. I wasn't really trying to say that, but I was kind of insinuating that if all these people dropped dead, the world would be better because we wouldn't have people trying to actively steal joy from others. Now, in my head, that was a fine point, right? But when I said it, it sounded like I was encouraging self exit of the planet. You know, so like that was not a great thing. Like I have messed up on a lot of stuff like that before.
We don't encourage self-exiting unless
No,
you are
unless you're an
just
astronaut.
yes, unless you're an astronaut or you are just exiting the room. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
But you know, like what I'm saying with this long ass tangent is that I do mess up. I do make mistakes. Sometimes I will do a persona type joke of like, oh, I never get anything wrong. I'm always right. Haha, look at this. But I don't really care that much about that stuff. I totally will own that I'm not a perfect person that messes up. And you guys, I know, don't think you are either. That's one of the things I love about this community is like I see you guys talk to each other, and there are people open to like, oh, you got that detail wrong. Oh, okay, blah blah blah. Oh, and you know, like have a conversation. I don't see as many YouTube comment sections like ours, you know, where people talk about stuff from the Discord, where people talk about stuff from Twitter, and they talk about stuff like, oh, did you see this thing happen? Or, oh, what are your thoughts on this game? And not just directed at me, because I don't need fan mail or any of that. You guys are not my fans. You guys are people who enjoy my videos with me. I enjoy you.
And
You
our
enjoy
friends.
me.
They're our friends.
Yeah, it's, I don't have fans. I have family. And I drive very quickly into the sunset.
I also like that a lot of the people who watch your videos become friends with each other, because it's, you know, this is a time in a lot of people's lives where they have a hard time connecting with others because COVID's been around for so long. And also just in general, it's hard this day and age to be a person who makes friends, like especially if you're not very outgoing like we are. So it makes me happy that we kind of have a nice place for people to find other people who have the same interests as them and for them to find friends and people who care about them because I think that's really important. Um,
Yeah, the amount of friends that have been made on the Discord, especially, like, kind
yeah.
of blows me away. I mean, it's just very interesting to me. And all of that, by the way, is not from Jill or I, like, this is why our channel is important and why, you know, like, people should give us money and watch this. It's just like, this is why we care, you know? These are things we like. Jill looks like she has more to say, and I feel bad for cutting you off. By the way,
You didn't cut me off. I
people
just
ask why you're not on the camera. Jill's not super comfortable with that yet. Just like T doesn't like that, you know? Like we try not to push that stuff
well,
on people here.
if we want to tell them the real reason, it's because there's a lot of nice people in our comments, but there's also mean people who call you names all the time too, like calling you fat and stuff.
What are you talking about? I'm not fat. What are you
And
trying to say here?
I am not exactly in a place with my self-confidence where I want to go on camera and open myself up to people who could be insulting me like that. I will be
open myself
soon.
up all the time, physically.
But I will be soon. It's just I've decided that I don't really want to have to deal with that right
And you
now.
don't have to. You don't owe anyone to be on camera. I get people being interested, but you don't owe anybody that.
Plus, I do have an Instagram people can go look at if they
Oh,
really want.
Also, Jill helps out all the time on the channel. Jill helps write stuff. Jill helps come up with entries for lists. Jill helps edit for the Let's Play channel and the main channel. Jill helps actually push me to do my work because I don't feel like it.
That's true.
There's a lot of stuff that Jill does. She also distracts me constantly. But
you would have just kept playing Halo if I hadn't have been like, we're gonna make that video right now.
I should have kept playing Halo.
Probably.
I wouldn't have opened up this weird tangent. I know this is a long video. Well, that's weird. I was treating this like a live stream. I was gonna say, what do you want to know? Do you think there's anything else we should say? I know you said that we do have a lot of stuff going on, and I don't want to throw this in as like a here's an emotional thing, now give me money. That's not what I'm saying, but there are ways to help the channel, down below. And there are passion projects we're working on too that are not as advertised on this channel. Like, for example, my wife's jewelry business, and I make things for that too. For some reason, all the jewelry has disappeared from this room.
We were supposed to wear one today.
But actually, even things going on that she's making right now that I think are really pretty, and they're not all just for girls.
That one's a bumblebee earring and bracelet set.
Yes, the earring is attached to the bracelet right now because somebody took it off very poorly. But
yeah, I wore it today because I love it so much. It's okay.
But there is stuff like this that we're working on. I would like to say too that I know Etsy is seen as super overpriced, but we are very conscious of that because a lot of this stuff is aimed at older teens to adults to middle-aged people. It doesn't matter.
I do want to say, if you're looking for a bumblebee bracelet that is like mine, it would run you like $20. But I'm pretty sure mine's only priced at 10, and if you want the full set with both the earrings, it would be 18 rather than being 20.
I don't have the confidence my dad had to rock like the one earring look because I feel like it looks a certain way that is not me. But yeah, I really like the jewelry you make, and I think it's worth pointing out that this is not like an advertisement in terms of like, please give us money. This is just, we're talking about things that we are
passionate about,
putting a lot of passion into recently, and that is one of those things. The Let's Play channel is another. The social media stuff is another one where we actually talk to you guys. It's not all just for show.
The jewelry thing in particular has been something I've been wanting to do for years. I've been like trying to get better at art and such, and especially jewelry making for the past like 3 or 4 years now, and I've been wanting to open an Etsy shop, but I haven't until this year.
Jill projects very loudly when she gets excited, but she forgets she's right by the camera.
Sorry. So what I'm trying to say is kind of like your YouTube channel, my jewelry is my passionate thing. It's something that I absolutely love to do, and it's something I want to continue to be able to do. But it's not something I would be able to continue to do if I don't get support on it. But that's not me like begging for sales. That's just me asking people to go to the link and press the heart on things and maybe share it with their friends. You don't even have to buy something to show Etsy that you're interested in my products and to push me to the front page. Because it's kind of like YouTube in a way where if you leave a like and a comment and subscribe and stuff, it will push Jay to the first page of YouTube. Well, hopefully, in theory.
It will not.
In theory.
I guarantee you the trending page is curated from a lot of stuff we've seen. But yes, in theory.
But that's kind of what I'm trying to do with my shop, is I'm trying to get favorites and likes and stuff on my stuff and on my social media. So Etsy says, hey, this shop's pretty cool. A lot of people really like it. Maybe I should show it to more people.
Well, and I think too, worth adding here. What are we at for time, Jill, by the way?
22 minutes.
That's not a big deal. I thought we were at like 40. I think it's worth adding to this that this stuff that we're talking about, it's very hard to talk about without seeming like beggy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, hey, please support me. Because even when you were talking about your shop, I know what you're talking about. But I know that there's going to be a subset of people who say, like, they made this emotional video just to shout out their shop and their Patreon. Like, people who are not common on the channel, who don't understand what we're about as people. There's always these people who don't know you. Like, they're very skeptical of people and they're very critical of people because they've had bad experiences with creators in the past, whether that's people who constantly nickel and dime everything or put 500 mid-rolls in a 20-minute video instead of 2, or something like that. I'm saying, like, people on the internet are cynical because they've been trained to be, because everyone's out there for money. And for us, we're not doing this to get rich. We just want to make things that are sustainable, that we can enjoy, and that you guys can enjoy, both of these types of things.
The thing is, if we really wanted to, we could use some merch internet thing to make hoodies that just say Degenerate J on them for $20 and then sell them for $60. But we don't do that because we're not passionate about that, and we don't want to scalp our people's money, like our friends' money.
And we are looking at merch, but like not like
Not overpricing it like absolutely every other YouTuber does.
Well, that not every YouTuber, but that's the hard thing is like we're trying to look into that stuff too, but it's hard because like again, you will outsource it, right? Like I will
Mhm.
give a logo to a company and it will cost them $3 to make the hoodie and they will charge you 60.
And then we
Like
have
that's too
to
much.
then we have to pay to list it either on a website like Etsy or make our own website, which costs money.
Or you do it through a secondary thing and you only get like half the profits for
Yeah.
it anyway, and then that company that only cost them like $2 to make it and you designed it takes most of the money too.
It's really hard to do. However, I do encourage a lot of the artists in your fan base to do things like make their own hoodies that say Degenerate J on them, which I think would be really cool.
That'd be cringe.
And no, I think it'd be really
Who
cool.
wants to wear my face around? Like maybe a symbol I could get that, but
Well,
like this.
what I was trying to say is a lot of the artists in your fan base could make fan art and then pay for it to be on their own hoodie if they wanted to, because there's a lot of websites like that, and I think that'd be super cool. I mean, that's something that if I were better at art, I would have done for like Taylor Swift or something back in the day when I was a cringy teenager.
Just made your own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like
that.
making my own
People
things.
are gonna have to make earplugs from how passionate you've been about this video.
Sorry.
I'm making Jill sheepish. It's okay. I probably pitted out.
Oh no, you showed them that you're sweaty.
Uh-oh. Human beings sweat. I'm
Sweaty,
disgusting. I'm
sweaty,
a pig.
stinky man.
I do think though that this stuff is hard to talk about though without it coming off that way, Like without it coming off as please give me money or please watch this or whatever. But like at the end of the day, I do want you guys to give stuff a chance that I make and I want you to enjoy it and watch it. You're not going to see everything, you're not going to watch everything, and I love PewDiePie. I don't watch everything he uploads. I don't have time. Like I have friends and I have a family and I have stuff I have to do and there's just not enough time. And I totally get that, but I am trying to increase the reach of how this stuff goes so that people see what I'm uploading and they can watch what they're interested in and maybe give a chance to something that they normally wouldn't be, just because, of the passion behind it and stuff like that. And that's kind of the same thing with the Etsy shop. It's the same thing with everything we do is like, it's not done to as like a get rich quick scheme or as a pyramid scheme or to buy our second house or anything like that. We've both turned down monetary opportunities, both that one, seriously, I have turned down a lot, and it's not a humble brag, of not endorsements, ads, I guess, or sponsorships that would be a ripoff to you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seriously, like...
Yeah, there's a lot of scammers that have contacted both me and you recently.
Oh, their money would be real, though, to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, hey, I'll give you $1,000 to try and push this thing to your audience. I don't do that, Like, I could probably make an extra few $1,000s a year easy off of that stuff just by pushing these really sketchy ass websites to you guys.
But we're not going to tell you to go buy sketchy stuff.
I don't want to do that. And that's what I'm saying is like, this is not a get rich quick scheme channel. This is something we're passionate about that we want you to enjoy. And I know I've repeated myself a few times, but I'm just kind of trying to make my point.
But that is why we also do things like the Etsy shop. It's so you have a place where if you wanted to get something that the Degenerate J touched or whatever.
I'm literally just a person.
I was just making a joke, but
I don't like that at all.
I mean, I am saying like if you wanted to get something like that, you wouldn't be falling into a scam like you would be with other sponsorships that we could have done.
And it's also why we're taking our time to look into a merch thing.
Yeah.
Like I cannot guarantee you that if we ever make merch that it will, like, something wouldn't be expensive, right? Someone will look back and be like, look at these hypocrites. Like they said, like, how dare you charge $60 for a hoodie and this hoodie's like $40 or something. I don't know.
It really depends on how much it takes to make it.
And where it's made and all that stuff. You see these brands from YouTube celebrities, even things like Teddy Fresh from like the H3H3 channel, where there is some stuff that's kind of pricey. But some of that is you get what you pay for. And what we are trying to do with that sort of thing is not rip you guys off. That's, I think, what Jill was trying to say and what I think is important to
and not give
out.
you cheap crap that's gonna break or fall apart.
Right. Yeah. All of this stuff is very complicated. People have been asking me to make a merch store since I hit like 30K.
Yeah.
And I just, one, haven't had time, and two, haven't been able to find high quality stuff. And all of this kind of comes back to the thing that, like, we are working hard to try and make things that you guys can enjoy. And we really hope you do. The Let's Play channel, even the Twitter. I mean, I don't work hard to make things on there, but it's fun to talk to you guys
It
over
it
there.
is very fun. Sometimes you say controversial things that are actually very funny.
I don't try to be. I don't try to be like overly edgy. I
No,
just
I know, but sometimes you will like say something that you very passionately believe in, but you'll also turn it into a joke to get that conversation started, and I think that's really fun and interesting.
well, I also enjoy the Discord for that same thing, you know, like just talking. And the thing with like the secondary channel is like you might not want to watch everything over there too, but it's a place to connect, to make friends, to talk to people, to enjoy games or enjoy conversations, stuff like that. And these new types of videos that we're going to make too, we're not getting rid of the old ones. You know, news stories will still happen. Top fives will definitely happen. They're one of my favorite things. But, you know, we're adding on to like the content library that we make that'll hopefully be more interesting to you instead of something uninteresting. Jill, I think, has one last thing to say, or at least you look like you did.
Well,
You went like,
I don't know if I have anything else to say actually. I just I want everyone to appreciate the things that you make because you mean a lot to me, and I
is this a simping video?
yeah,
Has
it's
this become a
just
simp video?
I'm just trying to say that I really care about you, and I really care that you put your heart and soul into everything that you put out on this channel, and I want more people to give that stuff a chance. And that's not me begging for views, that's me saying
I'll beg for views. I'll take my shirt off if it'll do it for you.
that's just me saying, maybe check something out that you might not have before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what this was all about, is just the announcements of the things we're working on, things that I think are important for you to know if you watch this channel. I know this was long. I know most people probably stuck it out for 10 minutes, and hopefully we covered enough of the important stuff in there. But it's important to us, everything we do, everything we make, you guys, the comments, the feedback, everything. You know, and we try to weed out douchebags, like people who are just absolute jerks. But constructive criticism, stuff like that too, is actually very helpful as well. Like, hey, the audio could have been better here.
Yeah,
Helpful.
we need that because Jill has a hard time mixing audio.
Jill blew out her own eardrums like an idiot when she was a teenager by listening to music too loud, and now she's going to have problems hearing audio balancing.
Yeah, I liked to listen to hard rock music very loud in my Skull Candy headphones on the bus every day.
Mm-hmm.
So, that was not a good thing to do.
Mm-hmm. No, I get it. But you know, like this is stuff that's helpful to us, so we appreciate it. And I don't know, I don't have any like questions to ask you, but are there things you want us to talk about, things you want to see on this channel or on the Let's Play channel, anything like that? I guess what you like about this channel or what you want to see in the future or anything like that, anything you want to talk about, let us know in those comments.
You can also ask questions about Nate's wife's boyfriend.
Mm-hmm. He's hot. He's hotter than Nate and Nate's wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he might be my boyfriend soon. That's all I'm saying. But you know, that stuff too, like if you look at these channels and you think like, oh well, you know, I wish I could help them out, but like I'm not gonna buy anything because I don't have money and stuff like that, that's fine. I've been in the same spot for a long time. Yes, I got a Series X mainly for this. But you know, like for years, there have been YouTubers I've watched that I haven't really bought much from them because I don't have enough money, or because like I was a student in high school or college or whatever. That's fine. But like leaving a comment, you know, leaving a like, even a dislike, actually, those things help a lot. I mean, people think that they're hurting you when they leave a dislike, but it's not. YouTube sees it as a way to like look at what's people's interest. Did people connect with this video? And they take it as engagement. Any of those engagement things, watching videos, leaving likes, comments, telling us what you think, those are super helpful. They're more helpful than you know. So those are really the things that these channels need to survive.
Well, my hands are getting shaky, so I think it might be time to wrap it up.
But I have a sermon to give.
You have a sermon to give?
I have a huge ass sermon to give, like like 45 minutes here that I was going to get into.
Speaking of sermons, Degenerate Jay at the dinner table tonight had to give us a huge sermon about all of the facets of Jesus Christ, because you just know so many things.
Because I went to a religious school and college and took like religious history classes, and people misunderstand the story. That's all. We were just talking about
I thought it was really interesting, though. Honestly, if they ever want a video on all of
I
the
don't think they do.
if they ever want a
You
video
want
on
a
all of
history on the video on the torture of Jesus of Nazareth? I can give it to you, I
I'm just
guess, but I
saying
don't you
you
want
have the
that. That will get
education.
demonetized immediately. Hey, so here's what they did to him on hour 4. It's like, oh, YouTube would be distancing themselves from that one.
However, I do think it's really interesting that both you and Nate have a lot of knowledge in history and such. And it would be interesting if at some point, if people were interested in history-based videos, if you guys did something like that.
Did I not tell you about this? I don't think I did. We're actually working on a new series, Nate and I. I don't know if it's going to be. I think gaming history is already taken. I'd have to look. But we're going to be looking at video game history in terms of different facets. Like, for example, the Brotherhood of Assassins in Assassin's Creed. Like, where did they come from? What were they in real life? Because they're based off a real group. Things like that. We're going to be looking at some of these games and the history of them and making some video essay type stuff on that as well over time. So I don't think I talked to Jill about that. But
Well, I'm very excited for that because I don't know, I'm probably one of the few people in this world who really enjoys listening to you and Nate give a bunch of
you
lectures
could
on
have
things.
stopped. You could have stopped at, I'm probably one of the few people in this world who likes listening to you. You would have been right. You would have been completely right.
I like listening to you guys' lectures. I hated them in school, but you guys are interesting to me.
Well, it's not supposed to be a lecture. It's just talking, about
Yeah,
stuff.
it's interesting and fun,
And
and
I
I
have
like
a
it a lot.
teaching degree. Like that kind of content lets me kind of teach in a way and teach myself. Like I learn more than probably you guys do in researching that sort of thing, even than when I share it. And that's really important to me is the pursuit of knowledge versus these material things. So let us know anything in the comments down below. Be sure to check out all the stuff in the description. I appreciate it. We're going to try to keep growing, keep pushing forward into the rest of 2021. We will hope the rest of this year will not be the hellscape that it has been to this point and last year was, but we'll see. We'll stick it out together. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you, Jill, for adding into the video. I appreciate it very much. And as always, everybody, stay
Stay
shway.
shway.